Welcome back to Alpha Recap. I'm Brittany, and we're unpacking a busy market day after the close. As always, if you have questions, you can reach us at stockalpha.ai. Today we've got big moves in energy finance, lithium scale-up news, a wild analyst-driven drop, and some neat AI deployments. Let's dive.
Thanks for having me. Lots to get through, from large project finance to edge AI pilots. And, some real market drama too.
Let's start with the big energy and materials headlines. MUFG led a financing package for the first floating liquefied natural gas vessel for Delphin. The deal size was about $3.6 billion. Ryan, why did that matter for markets today?
Two things stood out. First, large financings like this give the lead bank recurring fee income and potential credit exposure. Second, it signals banks are still willing to back big energy infrastructure projects, which you don't always see in a risk-off environment. So it's both a revenue and a risk story for lenders.
Right. So, it's not just the project itself, it's who's underwriting it and what that means for bank balance sheets.
Exactly. And remember, these deals also attract a syndicate of lenders over time, so the initial lead role often sets the tone for market appetite.
Another big materials item, Aquatech said it will deliver what it calls the largest direct lithium extraction unit to Prairie Lithium, tied to about 4.6 million metric tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. Can you explain direct lithium extraction in plain terms and why this was notable?
Sure. Direct lithium extraction, or DLE, tries to pull lithium out of brines faster and with a smaller footprint than traditional evaporation ponds. If that unit gets commissioned, it could help ease regional supply bottlenecks for batteries. In short, faster, potentially cleaner supply for the EV supply chain.
So it's a supply-side development that could ripple through battery makers and automakers down the line.
Right. It's early. Pilots and commissioning timelines matter, but it's a tangible step towards scaling North American lithium supply.
And there was an EV demand angle today too. Chang'in's Deepal brand launched in Oman, which fits the pattern of automakers pushing new energy vehicles into new regions.
Exactly. When you put financing for supply, extraction tech, and expansion of EV sales together, you get a synchronicity. Capital chasing the energy transition at multiple points in the chain.
Switching gears to tech and AI, Accenture and SEI released an AI adoption maturity model, and there were also pilots like Opsys's Edge AI LiDAR and Tangum's SODA adoption at Northfield Park. What's the high-level takeaway here?
The big picture is that AI is moving from hype to measurable deployments. The maturity model gives companies benchmarks and metrics, basically a way to say, here's where you are, and here's the work to get to production-grade AI. Meanwhile, pilots like the LiDAR Edge solution show the technology working in the field.
Can you unpack Edge AI and why pairing solid-state LiDAR with on-device intelligence matters?
Edge AI runs decisions locally on devices, instead of sending everything to the cloud. For something like wrong-way detection on roads, that means faster alerts, lower latency, and less dependence on network bandwidth. Solid-state LiDAR gives reliable sensing without moving parts, so it's a robust combo for transportation agencies considering pilot deployments.
And Tangum's adoption at a Racino? That's process automation outside the usual tech corridors. Interesting.
Yes, it shows decision intelligence being used for operations, not just web-scale apps. That's the kind of cross-industry adoption analysts point to when they talk about durable AI demand for consultancies and systems integrators.
Short reactions. Right.
Yeah, that tracks.
Let's talk about the market noise of the day. S4 Capital plunged after an analyst cut their price target, dropping near 21% intraday. What does that tell us about market structure?
It highlights how much influence a single analyst can have, especially in names where sentiment is a big driver or liquidity is thin. A one note can cascade into sharp moves because traders and funds often use analyst guidance as a benchmark for positioning.
And on the insider front, Coca-Cola's chairman sold about $35.6 million worth of stock today. How do markets usually interpret moves like that?
Insider sales are often read in context. Large dispositions can trigger short-term volatility or fresh scrutiny, even though insiders sell for many reasons. diversification, tax planning, compensation. Analysts usually look for SEC filings and any company commentary to get clarity.
Bank of America also reiterated a neutral rating on Reddit with a $190 price target. That felt like a tether for sentiment today, right?
Yes. Price targets and analyst stances create reference points. They don't dictate outcomes, but they can reduce directional conviction until there's fresh execution evidence.
Okay. Defense and government validation items were quieter but important. Sigma Defense was named a trusted integrator in an NSA program, and Arkin entered a CRADA with an Army Research Command. Why do these matter for small defense suppliers?
Government credentials like trusted integrator status and cooperative research agreements can open doors to task orders or subcontracting with primes. They're credibility signals, not immediate revenue, but often precede contract flows if the tech proves useful to federal buyers.
Healthcare and staffing had a few local stories. Medical Solutions ranked 14th among staffing firms, clinic openings, and community programs. These are the kinds of non-financial signals analysts track for longer-term traction, right?
Exactly. Rankings, clinic rollouts, and workforce leadership changes are early signals of scale and local demand. For staffing firms, utilization and contract wins show up later in reported revenue, but these items are the breadcrumb trail.
Quick light note. Subway ran a promotion tied to Disney's live-action Moana, offering a $1 upsell and a $15 Fandango code. A small marketing play, but tactical.
Love it. Those promotions can be modeled into short-term traffic lifts if redemption rates are strong. It's straightforward marketing, but measurable.
All right, let's pull together the patterns we saw today. What were the big cross-market themes?
3 main themes. 1. Capital is still flowing into transition infrastructure. Think floating LNG and lithium extraction, which ties financing to real asset build-out. 2. AI is moving from frameworks into pilots and procurement, giving clearer paths to revenue for consultancies and integration partners. 3. Headline news, analyst notes, and insider transactions continue to be proximate drivers of day-to-day volatility.
Good summary. Now, practical catalysts to watch heading into tomorrow and beyond?
Watch for syndication and closing notices for the Delphin financing, commissioning, and offtake updates on the Aquatech DLE unit. Any follow-on commentary from S4 Capital after the price target cut. SEC filings tied to the Coca-Cola sale. Client case studies or benchmark updates from the SEI Accenture model, and procurement news for the OPSIS pilot or performance metrics from the Tangam rollout.
Perfect. Final takeaways for listeners in a minute?
Sure. First, big project finance deals matter beyond the asset. They show bank appetite and create fee and credit channels. Second, direct lithium extraction is an important supply-side story for batteries, but commissioning and offtakes are the real milestones. Third, AI is getting measurable, which should help analysts model consulting and integration demand. And lastly, single headlines, analyst notes, or insider trades can move prices sharply, so watch the news flow.
Thanks, Ryan. Quick reactions. Right.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's our recap for today. A reminder. This digest is for informational purposes only. Analysts note developments and provide context. This is not personalized investment advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Investors should consult licensed advisors and company filings before making decisions.
Thanks everyone for listening. If you want deeper reads on any of these items, we'll have links and follow-ups on the site.
If you have questions about anything we covered today, head to stockalpha.ai, where you can ask us directly and we'll answer live. For more market analysis and insights, visit stockalpha.ai. That's stockalpha.ai. Ask us your questions and we'll dive in next time. See you tomorrow.